right. So Beans sent us a story recently, and we keep getting these weird stories, like from time to time. This one was something that's going around the internet. It's going around social media. Oh, we had an encounter with up to 5 different sized Bigfoot.
That's a good one.
We were surrounded.
Yeah.
And in a couple months, the full story and footage will be released.
Should we throw the name out there, who it was?
It was something LeBlanc.
Ronnie LeBlanc from Expedition Bigfoot.
I was looking at his profile. He's got some really cool stuff.
Yeah, I don't, and I wouldn't take him as any kind of hoax or anything. I don't think he's never been in that, and I don't think that's what this is.
Right.
Of course, I'm hoping for the best.
Yeah. Me too.
But like I was telling you, all the decades I've been in this crazy world of Bigfoot and witnessed this same thing happen.
Right.
I don't know, a half a dozen times or more in the last 30, 40 years.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, it always turns out to be either nothing.
Right.
Nothing ever shows up.
Yeah.
Or it's a hoax.
Yeah.
Or just a tall tale.
Right.
Or it's maybe a bad promotion for the next season of whatever show's coming on.
Right.
But there's always that little bit, God, please be something.
Yeah.
Please. I mean, I hope it is true.
Yeah.
But I'm not going to hold my breath.
Right. And you guys are more connected to everything than me. But one thing I always crack up about was when we're hanging out and camping, you and Beans are always cracking jokes about, a grainy picture with a red circle.
Oh, the red circles. Gotta have the red circles.
Getting kind of tired of always the red circle right there, the blob, circle the blob.
It's probably why I don't ever post any pictures of anything, because you get people, or they'll show you, there's a dozen of them standing there.
Yeah.
One of them's drinking coffee. Look, red circle. But that's a phenomenon that's been going on for a long time.
Yeah.
There's never really any, pareidolia is just,
right.
I mean, that happens all the time.
And pareidolia, that means like natural shapes that resemble.
Yeah, that means it's like in some of my drawings even, I've had a couple of people, one in particular was kind of out there. This was a long time ago, but I don't have the drawing. It was a drawing I did of Patty. But he said, he emailed me. This was in the late 90s.
Right.
I won't say his name, but he emailed me and told me I was the first artist that's ever gotten the faces right in the fur. And I'm like, what? And he went on saying that if you look in the still frame, there's faces in her fur. And I don't know what he thought what the faces are.
Right.
But it's clearly pareidolia. I mean, you can see, I could look out in those woods and probably find a shape that looks like a bear or a face or something. But
in fact, that's your statue.
Oh yeah! Oh my gosh! There's one there. Oh yeah, but these stories persist, and yes, it's what kind of keeps it fresh. I think
it does. It's fun. You want it to be true.
You want it. We all do, and I think that's a lot of the emotion behind Sasquatch.
Yeah.
That gets in the way sometimes. We've got to be able to lose the emotion and just talk about what the facts and what is possible. Geez, I hope it's true.
Yeah.
But,
what keeps me believing is kind of the feeling you get when you're out in the woods, some of the strange cases I've heard, but what I would probably be a complete skeptic and say it's all BS if it wasn't for just about every Native American tribe that believe in it, have legends, interesting stories, and then you get like prospectors and people with these crazy stories that just match that. It's just
and like you were saying before, over the past 100 years, his image has not changed. People are not describing something a little differently now.
Right.
Like you said, like in the 50s with UFOs and how, flying saucers were very 50s looking.
Yeah.
And now, they're very Star Wars and modern drone looking things and shape-shifting, swirly things. And oh my God, we're all losing our minds. But
Bigfoot hasn't changed.
Bigfoot has not changed. He's pretty much, I mean, since I've been
Same hairy
talking
man.
to eyewitnesses, drawing from eyewitnesses, it's clear to me they're describing the same thing.
Yeah.
Like somebody seeing a platypus or a porcupine for the first time.
Right.
Sounds unbelievable, you know, but oh wow, people are describing the same thing.
Yeah.
It's not deviating, you know, and it's not like one has tusks.
Right.
You know, one has a cyclops eye, you know. No,
No,
they're all pretty much describing the same looking thing.
Hairy man, ape-like,
And a lot of
very
credible
large.
sighting, a lot of credible people.
Yeah.
That's what gets me is when you actually meet someone
Yeah.
that opens up and tells you the story, and they're credible.
Right.
They're professional.
Yeah.
People of all types see them.
Yeah.
So it is. It's very fascinating, and you got to dance around these little stories, these internet, especially with the social media being crazy and AI coming out, and
Yeah.
giving everyone more tools to hoax with or
Right.
to create content with. But yeah, we all hope for it to happen.
I think it's just a matter of time before we get another really good, something like the Patty.
It's been a long time. It's
been a long time. I think
Something
we're
major
due.
has not really happened in a long time. And like we had this conversation, I think, television-wise, I think the CEOs and the executives who run the shows and run television, I don't see a lot of new Bigfoot shows being produced now.
Right.
And
It's not as popular.
I want to say all the years of finding Bigfoot and all the copycats after that. And there's a lot of them. We know at least a decade has gone by of just mimicking finding Bigfoot shows.
Right.
And I feel like people are bored with it. And it's so, you watch any show, any channel, they'll have older shows,
Yeah.
but there's nothing really new. Expedition Bigfoot, A Touch of Beauty has been one of the few newer ones, but look at 10 years ago when Finding Bigfoot was hot.
Right.
There was a new Bigfoot show. Come on, Mountain Monsters and Killer Bigfoot, the Alaska Triangle, Alaska this, blah, blah.
It's cooled down.
It's kind of calmed down a little bit, and I think we need something.
We do.
And maybe that's what Ronnie was doing.
Yeah.
It's like, ring the bell, buddy. Ratings
Yeah.
are going down. But it is interesting that something usually does happen and gets the interest back up again.
Right.
Yeah, so I hope it is true.
I do
hope it
too.
is.
Yeah.
But I won't hold my breath.
Right. So we'll just have to wait and see.
We'll wait and see. I will probably be waiting forever too. But
Yeah. It's still fun though.
It is. It is still fun. Like finding the shoes.
Right.
It was probably a fisherman.
Yeah.
But it's fun to think of that is kind of mysterious.
It is.
It's kind of missing 411.
Right.
Like the shoe was dry. What the heck?
Yeah.
It went down the river. The other one was wet, was obviously in the water, but I don't know.
That was an odd story.
Yeah. Still
right.
on my mind. It's still fresh on my mind, so.
Well, everybody check out the Bigfoot Art Gallery on Facebook. And Rob is pretty busy, but you can call him and order one of his Bigfoot prints, custom Bigfoot prints, and he'll send it to you wherever you live.
I will.
Unless you live
Be
in
happy
South
to hear
Africa.
from you guys. So, yeah, feel free to call.
All right. Well, we'll keep the videos up.
Right on.